Ever feel like the tech world is moving at warp speed?
Yeah, like you blink and there's some new AI thingamajig everyone's going crazy for.
Right. And speaking of AI, today we're diving headfirst into the world of AI chatbots.
Specifically, the Titans, ChatGPT and Google Gemini.
The battle royale of AI assistants. We're breaking down their differences so you can sound like a total tech whiz at your next meetup.
No more nodding along, pretending to understand what a large language model is.
Exactly. We've got you covered. Okay, so picture this. You're at your computer trying to, I don't know, write a blog post about the latest in AI. But seriously, you're on a deadline and need information fast, like yesterday. This is where ChatGPT and Google Gemini strut their stuff. They're like those super efficient research assistants you wish you had.
Competing for the title of World's Best AI Sidekick.
And we're basing our deep dive on this excellent comparative article, Summary of Gemini versus ChatGPT 4. No stone left unturned, folks. First up, let's talk about ChatGPT, the one that seemingly came out of nowhere and took the world by storm.
Yeah, November 2022, bam! ChatGPT bursts onto the scene thanks to OpenAI. It was like everyone was suddenly talking about these AI assistants that could write you a sonnet, build a website, answer any question you threw at them.
And all this magic is thanks to something called GPT. Can you break that down for us?
GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It sounds intimidating, but it's basically a fancy term for a very powerful type of language model.
Okay, so like a really, really smart language model.
Imagine feeding a computer program an insane amount of text and code. I'm talking the Library of Congress times a million. ChatGPT is basically that program. It's learned to understand and generate human-like text based on that massive data set.
So it's like a super-powered bookworm that's absorbed all of human knowledge.
Pretty much.
Okay, so where does Google Gemini fit into all of this?
Well, Google, they're not going to sit on the sidelines while someone else is making waves. So March 2023, boom, they launched Google Gemini. It's their answer to ChatGPT, but with a Google twist.
Because everything's got to have a twist.
Right. Google Gemini taps into Google's massive data reserves, especially its search engine.
So while ChatGPT is flexing its book smarts, Gemini is out there plugged into the entire internet.
Exactly. And that difference in their data diets, as they call it, has some major implications.
Like what?
ChatGPT's knowledge is stuck in the past, limited to what it knew up to its cutoff date. Gemini, though, it's constantly learning, always updating with new information from the internet.
So if I want to know about something that happened last week, something super recent, Gemini would be the way to go.
Exactly. That's Gemini's big advantage. ChatGPT might not have a clue about current events.
But that doesn't mean ChatGPT is obsolete, right?
Definitely not. They each have their strengths. Think of it this way. ChatGPT is a master wordsmith. Writing, summarizing, translating it, excels at anything text-based.
And then Gemini?
Gemini is more of a visual learner, a multimedia maestro, if you will. It loves images, videos, even computer code.
ChatGPT, the wordsmith, Gemini, the multimedia guru. I like it.
And that brings us to the user experience. ChatGPT, as you might expect, is mostly text-based. You type in your questions, your requests, and it spits back text answers.
And Gemini shakes things up a bit.
Big time. With Gemini, you're not just limited to text. You can get images, videos, even lines of code right there in your responses.
That's pretty amazing.
Think about it. Need help fixing something? Imagine, instead of deciphering those terrible instruction manuals, you could ask Gemini and it can show you a how-to video.
Okay, that's impressive. But before we get too carried away, we have to talk about the elephant in the room with all this personalized tech data privacy.
Right, always a concern. Both ChatGPT and Google Gemini store user data, though in different ways.
In what ways?
ChatGPT remembers your questions, the prompts you've given it. Gemini, on the other hand, saves those conversations to your Google account.
So, as always, everyone, be mindful of what you share and make sure you're good with those privacy policies. But back to the big question. Which AI chatbot reigns supreme?
The million-dollar question. Honestly, it all boils down to what you need it for. Writing a presentation, ChatGPT's your best bet. Need to brainstorm recipes but hate scrolling through endless websites. Imagine showing Gemini a picture of your fridge and it suggests meals based on what you have.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. It's all about picking the right tool for the job.
Precisely. And here's the thing. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We're on the precipice of an AI revolution, and ChatGPT and Google Gemini are just the opening act.
It's both exciting and a little daunting, right? So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
The AI world is evolving faster than ever. ChatGPT and Google Gemini are already changing how we work, learn, even how we interact with information. My advice: stay curious, experiment. You might be surprised at how these AI tools can make your life easier, more efficient, maybe even a little more fun. Who knows what they'll be capable of next year, next month, even next week.
Good advice. And there you have it. The lowdown on ChatGPT and Google Gemini, two powerful players in the exciting world of AI.